Hi, I'm Janis from JBMTHINKS, sports parenting coach's wife for 29 years and sports mom for 21. I want to talk to you today about something that's kind of been bugging me. I've been getting some comments on my Facebook page regarding coaches and just kind of labeling them and saying how many coaches suck, and no wonder parents need to yell from the stands because the coaches suck and they're not doing their job, and just a lot of stuff like that. And then on the other hand, I'm getting comments from coaches, things like parents need to let us do our job. And so I'm coming to this conclusion: there is a huge, huge disconnect between parents and coaches, obviously, on many teams, in many leagues. Not all of them, obviously, but in a lot of places, there's a huge disconnect. Parents and coaches are on two different pages entirely. And so I'd like to just say, one thing that we need to do to start helping that disconnect go away, and that is simply one word: communication. Communication is the only thing that I think that it's really going to start chipping away at this problem. I found this quote that I thought was really powerful, and the quote is this: "The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place." The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Parents, you think that you have talked to the coach and yelled at him and communicated, and maybe you've done it in anger and in frustration. Coaches, you may have think that you've made your philosophy known to parents, and you've laid down the law. But the thing is, you're still not really communicating. There's an illusion that you think you've said your piece and you think you've said what you need to be said, and so therefore communication has taken place. But obviously, this is not the factor in a lot of teams and a lot of leagues. There is no real communication happening between coaches and parents. And I don't know all the answers on how to make that work in your situation, but let me just encourage you as a parent: if you feel that your child has a coach that is not doing a good job, communication is where it starts. And that means, you can go talk to the coach and say, is there any way I can help you? Maybe he's not organized. Maybe you can help him be organized and volunteer to help with that. Maybe it's just a matter of listening to him and listening to his frustrations and offering your friendship and offering your support. Maybe it's, gently sharing with him, where there's some frustrations on the team between parents. And this is not a conversation about you and your child's playing time. I'm talking about if this coach is really struggling to do his job, then you can come as a caring person and try to help. I don't know how it's going to be received. It may not be received well, but at least you've tried to communicate in a caring way that really wants to seek a solution to the problem. Now, if you're on the other side and you're a coach, the communication also starts with you as well. In communicating to parents, over communicating to parents is always a good rule, because not only the facts and figures of the different schedules and the practices and all the things they need to know, but communicating to them, obviously, your philosophy, but communicating with parents, if they come to you with questions, and being honest about your child and maybe the things that their child really needs to work on. Don't just give them fluff. Don't just say, well, he just needs to keep working hard. No, give them clear, distinct things that their child needs to work on so that they can improve, so they can help them. And communicate with kids. Communicate with kids on how they're doing, what they need to work on, how they can get better, how they can grow. Communication is the key here, and that's where it's got to start. I'm not saying that all the problems are going to go away, but if we don't learn to start communicating, parents and coaches, with each other in an honest and real way, and stop just assuming that the other side is the enemy, then youth sports is never going to get anywhere. So can I just encourage you, if you are a parent, don't just throw all the coaches in one bucket and say they suck. That's not going to solve the problem. start communicating in a real and honest and caring way that really seeks for a solution, not to vent, not to, get your child more time off the bench, but really seeking a solution to a coach that may be struggling. And if you're a coach, be intentional about communicating with kids and with parents in a way that will help each player become better and learn and grow, and be specific. And so I just would like to encourage you to do that. And, who knows where it could go, but I think that's a starting point for the disconnect that is out there between a lot of parents and coaches. Just keep that in mind this week, and please remember to be part of the Positive Sports Parenting Tribe.